Good morning and welcome to 1 Million Cups Fort Worth. Thank everyone for joining this morning, and we are excited to have two great speakers. And they're going to tell us a little bit about what it is they do. So before we get started, I'm going to just give a short introduction. My name is LeBeau. I am a lead organizer for 1 Million Cups Fort Worth. So is Angela Burns, my co-host over here. And we're just going to talk a little bit about what 1 Million Cups is for those of us who are just tuning in and still needed to find out a little bit more. So I'm going to share my screen and talk a little bit about 1 Million Cups, and I hope that that it works properly and I don't get kicked off. But can you all see my screen pretty good?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So 1 Million Cups is caffeinating entrepreneurs nationwide every Wednesday. So the Coffin Foundation works with communities in entrepreneurship and education to increase opportunities that allow all people to learn, to take risks, and to own their success. And the mission of 1 Million Cups is to lower barriers of access to education, resources, and connection for all types of new and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the United States. We work toward this mission through creating a consistent educational experience for each 1 Million Cup presenter nationwide, and while also highlighting the uniqueness and value proposition in each local startup community. These are some of the locations that we have 1 Million Cups, but it's growing every day. And of course, we've gone virtual. So make sure that you check out 1 Million Cups in your area. And if you're presenting today, look into presenting at multiple locations. We just opened up the Northeast Tarrant County 1 Million Cups, and I know they're looking for speakers as well. So our key pillars is the presentations are not pitches, they're just presentations. We're trying to foster authentic connections and not networking. And this is run for the community, by the community. And we're radically and intentionally inclusive, especially the Fort Worth branch. So the way that the program is held on Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That goes just nationwide. Now, in other countries, it's called Startup Huddle, and they may have something a little bit different. But two presenters speak. Sometimes we have one, just depends on if we're going to have an educational series or not. But we have two presenters. They both present for 6 minutes. They get 20 minutes Q&A. We do a little community announcement in the middle and try to network a little bit at the end. Some of our requirements is that your business has to be within 5 years old. And that you have a desire to learn, right? This is not a pitch. So you have to come with the attitude of wanting to gain something from this experience, right? And so we always want to ask every presenter at the end, what can our community help you with, or what can our community do for you? We usually offer free coffee, but we can't do that right now because we're all virtual, but I hope you have your coffee. And definitely I want to send our presenters our coffee mug. We have an awesome coffee mug that I would like to send you all. Now, finally, we have a mobile app. And we're supposed to be checking in on that, but just to let you know, whenever someone checks in, their information is there for that local branch, and you can connect with that person just in case you didn't connect with them during the actual meeting. So just make sure that everybody's on mute and that that you're respectful when other people are speaking, kind of make sure you're in a quiet environment. But other than that, we are free to return to the meeting. And our first speaker is Robert Hart. Robert Hart is an author, and he's going to tell us a little, he's an author in Australia, by the way. So right after his presentation and the Q&A, he's going to go off to bed, rightly so, because I definitely would be feeling the same way. But we appreciate him coming. And I am going to take you off of mute, Robert, and your 6 minutes begins once you start talking, okay? And then I'll let you know when that 6 minutes is up. But Robert, go ahead and take it away.
Hi there. I'm just having a technological difficulty here. I can't get to my screen.
Okay. go ahead and get that situated. We'll wait. While we're waiting.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
All
Thank
right,
you.
here we go. So, whoops. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so my name is Robert Hart, and I'm an independent author, and I'm going to be telling you a bit about the independent author business and some of the issues that authors face. So first of all, just a little bit about who I am. I was born in Nigeria in West Africa and lived in Singapore for a few years as a child. I was educated through high school and university in the United Kingdom and then emigrated to Australia in 1979. But I actually spent 3 years working in the United States around 2000. I retired early, got bored, and now I'm teaching maths and physics at a high school and writing in my spare time, looking to become a full-time author. I recently finished my first novel. I actually started writing when I was about 10 years old, but this is the first novel I've actually finished. I threw all the others out. So, as an independent author, I can take you to a place you can never visit, but we can experience it together in my book. But you need to know the book exists, and that's the problem for independent authors. Just briefly about traditional publishing, an author writes a book and they go and find themselves an agent, which is quite an effort. The agent then sells the book to a publisher. The publisher appoints a crew to work with the author. Editor, two sorts of editors, copy editor and content editor, cover designer, layout artist, marketing team, and so forth. They then publish the book and market it and eventually pay the author some royalties, an agreed amount per each book sold. Many books still reach the market this way. But publishers are risk averse, and it's very hard for new authors to break in. The numbers are pretty daunting, even in traditional publishing. There's about 5 million books published each year. About 1.5 million of those are in the English language, and about 600,000 of those are fiction. But it's actually a lot worse than that. Thanks to the internet, many books are independently published. So this is what the independent publishing market looks like approximately. The figures are up to 2018, the latest year that I could find data on, which shows there are about 1.5 million, a bit more than 1.5 million books independently published each year. But many books are undocumented. They're sold from authors' websites and so forth. And even Amazon and Barnes & Noble and so forth don't actually release detailed data. So these numbers are a significant underestimate. So that means that I have a significant problem as an independent author. If I'm to take you somewhere new, you need to know my book exists, but it's lost in the background noise. So I'm not the first independent author out there by any means. And there are a number of things that independent authors have worked on, sort of standard independent marketing methods. You can find me through social media. Most independent authors are active on Facebook, Instagram, all right? My book might be mentioned in a blog you read. There are multiple blogs in every genre of fiction, science fiction, mystery, romance, etc. My book also might have great reviews where you purchase your books, like Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and it might get picked up at the bottom of your screen as a recommendation. If you bought this, you might like this book from Mr. Hart. You might also have a recommendation from a friend, or you might join my mailing list. How do you get on my mailing list? Well, you might read a free teaser. I'm actually distributing a short story, about 12,700 words, as a teaser to my first novel. It's a prequel. And when you do that, you get on my mailing list, and I will be able to send you information about books that I publish. So with my limited resources, I'm doing all of these. But it's important to recognize that I'm still lost in the background noise. My first novel is going to be published on the 24th of March, and it's I've only been starting marketing since mid-December-ish. So that's my problem, and this is where I need some assistance. What other innovative and cheap ways are there for marketing? To get my books in front of potential readers in a way that will encourage them to buy it, or at least to have a look and think about buying it. And that's the big problem. In terms of an author, you need to get your book in front of people in a way which is attractive to them so that they might be tempted to actually purchase it. That also means that I need contacts. One of the things that's important, as you'd be aware on the internet, is influencers and reviewers. So if you're able to put me in touch with introductions to reviewers and influencers, that might also help. But you've also got a lot of experience out there, and I am open to all sorts of suggestions for what you might suggest that I could try. And at that point in the proceedings, I'm now ready to listen to you. You've heard enough from me. My contact information is here, and I will put this on the chat as well so that you have it all. My first novel is, as I said, going to be published on the 24th of March, and I have a free short story which I'm going to be distributing. And now, thanks very much for letting me speak to you. And it's over to you. Hello.
Yay, we are here. We're here. Sorry, I was coming off of you. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Robert. So you heard him. One of the questions I was going to ask is, what can the 1 Million Cups Fort Worth community do for you? And you listed those things. Why don't you go ahead, Robert, and leave up that screen, that last screen, so that they can see your contact information and know how to connect with you. Keep that.
Hey, there it is.
So I'm going to put 20 minutes on the clock, and you all can begin to put your questions and comments. And I would love for each person to at least ask one question or leave one comment or compliment for Robert. But while you're doing that, and Angela will get to those soon. While you're doing that, I just want to say what Robert is talking about is very true. Even the research that he provided, saying that it was incomplete and not reflective of the reality of being an independent author, is so true. I'm glad that he talked about the alternative, non-traditional ways of publishing a book, which is self-publishing. But I remember when I've been writing ever since I was in second grade.
Yes, I can't read the chat questions.
Okay,
now my screen is showing.
So Tari,
I just want to thank you for that beautiful presentation, Robert. I'm very excited. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear me, Angela?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, I was telling that story, but are you able to access the chat box now?
Okay, I can now.
Okay.
I can't find the chat box.
Okay. Let's see, where is it going to be? Maybe look up to your right hand side.
Yeah,
but
I can click on it, but nothing happens. I can say chat and I hit that and nothing happens.
Oh. I don't
So-
know.
Interesting.
Um, I see that you were trying to leave that information in the chat box, but it's okay. Well, that's why I want you to leave it up. That way people can still see it. But
Okay.
I was just saying that I've been writing since I was a child, and I'm an author. I've written like 14 books and self-published them all. When I first started out, I went to a publisher and the guy said, go out, become someone, and then come back to me. And he's absolutely right. That's how you get out of the background noise as an author, as Robert was talking about. And I have some advice for him, but I want to let other people give their comments and questions. Angela, you can go ahead and start reading
Ready?
off those comments and questions. Go ahead.
Okay, wonderful. Perfect job for explaining the struggle of the independent author. So this was from Ensemble. So we definitely understand that. So here's a question from, I think it's Adrian. Have you reached out to any of your colleagues to learn what they did to help promote their books?
Yes, indeed. I'm active in a number of Facebook groups, and in fact, my daughter is a published author, so I have sort of a mentor with her. But yeah, and I'm talking to a whole group of authors in several Facebook groups, and they are providing a lot of information. And we're all fighting the same battle, of course. And that's where I've learned to do the things that I'm now doing already.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for that, Robert. And so this question is from Chris. You probably have already thought about this, Robert, but could you partner with resorts to sell your books there? Because people often arrive with, without reading materials, and they're looking for something interesting to read. So have you thought about that?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Partner with who?
So part number 2 is people often arrive to like resorts without reading materials. So he's asking, have you thought about partnering with some resorts to sell your books there? Because it gives people the opportunity to get some reading materials there in like the bookstore or something like that, or the gift shop. And it may be an opportunity to have them find your novels in a relaxed environment where they can really enjoy reading them.
That's a great idea. I hadn't thought of that. That's tremendous. Of course, at the moment, although in Australia, COVID is nowhere near as problematic as it is elsewhere, most resorts are not functioning, but hopefully they will be again soon.
Okay, wonderful. And then for me, I am very excited about this. My daughter is an author. She's 15, and she wrote her first book about our 2 puppies. And so one of the things, it's on Amazon right now, but it's an ebook. So one of the things that in my research I found that could probably help her is creating a landing page for your book. And then you can also leverage SEO, someone who has, experience in SEO research, and they can come up with ways to build traffic and drive traffic to your landing page where people can purchase your book.
Sorry, yeah, I have a website. I'm not actually selling it off the website yet, but I missed, what is SDL?
SEO, so it's search engine optimization.
Oh, right, sorry, yeah, okay, I do know what you're saying. I just didn't hear it clearly.
No problem. And I think LeBeau has written a book on social media gems, and LeBeau did you cover SEO in your book?
No, I didn't talk about SEO in the book, I don't think, because I was just talking about mostly like social media platforms.
Okay, got it. Got it. And then social media platforms, again, just putting the word out about your book. The landing page is just another way to bring traffic and bring an audience to your specific book. It's just like an offshoot of a website, but it's just a page specifically speaking about your book, and then you can drive traffic there.
Yeah.
Another thing I can suggest is like podcasts.
Oh,
There
yeah.
are dozens, hundreds of podcasts, and they're looking for great speakers and interesting subjects, and people are always interested in authors. and the
Okay.
backstory. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if I just go and search for podcasts, I haven't thought of that one. Excellent.
Okay. And I am scrolling, my computer is slow, but I have a couple of other questions. So from Adrian, love the data you presented and how you were able to tell a story through data. Have you considered paid reviews?
Yeah, within the author world, there's a real problem with paid reviews. Places like Amazon, if they find out you've paid for a review, will toss you off.
Mm,
So I can give somebody a book and they can read it and write a review. That's quite acceptable, but paying someone money to write a review is regarded as absolutely not acceptable by most publishing places. And if they find you've done it, like I said, they'll throw you off. I've
okay,
been
good to
warned
know.
very much about that by
But one
by
thing you can do, Robert, besides, I mean, without paying someone, is you can offer your book free to a reviewer, and then they can give a review, an honest review.
absolutely, and I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get reviews at the moment, and I'm more than happy to send copies of my ebook to people.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And then there are also mommy bloggers, you know,
Sorry.
also mommy bloggers, and they
What's a
so
mummy?
bloggers who are mom.
Oh, right. Sorry. All right.
Yeah, bloggers who are moms, and then they're always looking for content. And then some of them, you know, have book clubs, you know, with other stay-at-home moms and housewives. Well, everybody's stay-at-home now, pretty much, but still, yeah.
Speaking of
Right.
staying home, there's homeschooling groups and moms as well that are always looking for additional reading that they can give, and assignments they can give to their children. So it could serve as a resource, because it looks like some of your books are talking about history, right? Tell us a
Yeah,
little.
the short story is set in occupied France during the Second World War, and the novel is set in an alternate history. It's an alternate history of the Cold War. So yeah, it's not straight history. It's the Cold War, 1960s Cold War with a difference, significant difference eventually.
I wouldn't, you know, you never know if a professor might not be interested in it. I remember one time there was this book I wrote, and it ended up on this, it was on ethical leadership, and it ended up on this professor's required reading list in some college that I never heard of. And then there's this, lots of times people will use your book as an educational resource if you put it out there that way.
Right.
So
Okay.
I have two books that have been used as an educational resource, one for youth groups and ministries, and the other for business leadership or entrepreneurship classes.
Okay. So some of the content well, set in the Second World War in occupied France, you can imagine that there is some difficult content in that, and the Cold War has some difficult content as well. So this is not for young children, 15-year-olds and up possibly, but it's not really aimed at school kids.
Well, you do have a lot of universities, and
Sure.
Dennis has put this in the chat box as well, a lot of universities that you can partner with their literature departments and see if they could use your novel as reading materials, like LeBeau said. So, and then also maybe they could sell in their bookstores. You never know.
Yeah, indeed. Well, it's tremendous ideas you're giving me. Thanks so much. Quite a range, a load of things I hadn't thought of.
Oh, yeah. And then Satari also has a good point. She says that you could, social media is a very good outlet. So like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, but you could do like live readings. She's seen that a lot in social media. So that could really work very well. That could really work good for you. Work out very good for you.
read a section of my book, for example?
Yeah, yeah.
Give like a commentary.
Live. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's an interesting idea. So do that on YouTube, and then advertise it put it onto my Facebook page.
Well, you could
Yeah.
do it on all social media channels.
And then I was thinking, I found Robert in an authors group, right? But he's in an author group with a bunch of other authors. But I think that you should join groups, if you haven't already, you probably have, that are about the topics in your book. And then, because those people are really, they're fans of whatever topic that is. And if you do a live going into that group, because you can do lives in that group, in groups. If you do a live in that group, I think you would get more of a response than you would in an authors group.
Oh, sure. An authors group is helping me out, but it's not going to buy. They're not going to buy my book. Well, some of them might, but but
Right.
It's readers, and I like that idea. Yes, I will certainly go and look at. There might be some alternative history groups, but certainly history groups as well.
And you know what? I don't know if they have this like, local bookstores that they may have like in Australia. Yeah, local bookstores. Yeah, maybe possibly set up to do a reading there, or even at a local library.
Yep. It's certainly something I've thought of. At the moment, I'm just at the ebook stage. I would really need to get some print books done. The only problem at the moment is we still have COVID, so everything seems to be more difficult in terms of actually going live to places. Certainly doing things online is possible, but it's possible that there might be some do some live readings at bookstores or at libraries. I'll certainly explore that. Thank you.
Yeah, and they even have transitioned some of their programs virtually. So if, let's say, they're going to host an event, they can send out an email for a virtual live reading to people in their contact list. So yeah, that could be an option.
Good, thank you very much.
You're
Right,
welcome.
I've got a whole list of things to try.
Okay, LeBeau. I don't see, do we have any other questions? I don't see any in the chat. I think my computer is stuck right now.
I am glad that you got something from it, Robert. And if you need anything, if you need any more ideas, let me know. And also join this group that I'm in called Marketing Gems. We created a group called Marketing Gems on Facebook, and it's for marketers to connect with business owners, and they post up marketing ideas, and you can go right to them and ask questions. And then we also go live there. So that's a place you can just, get some feedback on different marketing things without hiring a marketer. So,
right.
Yeah,
I'll have
invite you all to do that. So I think that was wonderful. Everyone enjoyed what you had to say. I'm presuming I really wish you the best with all of your writings, and hope you get a chance to speak at another 1 Million Cups. But we're gonna let Robert go off to bed because it's like almost 2 a.m. over there. And but thank you so much, Robert, for sharing your book with us. Much success to you.
Thank you very much. I've just I just found the chat box, and I've just copied all my contact information into the chat box.
Great. All right, we got it. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Good night or good morning to you.
Good night, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. We enjoyed you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So next up, we have Roderick Turner with Topit. So Roderick, you can go ahead and start getting your frozen, Angela. Well, okay, now you're going slow. It's kind of acting up on it. But Roderick, just let us know whenever you are ready to start. And if anyone has any community announcements, they can drop them in chat box right now. And we will mention them. Groups. Oh, we didn't see Michelle's comment. That was a good comment. How you doing over there, Roderick?
I'm trying to share my screen. I have to allow the permissions through my Mac. I'm sorry, I got a new MacBook.
Oh, no worries, no worries. While we are waiting, we can just go through some community announcements. I know that later on, Marketing Gems, we're going to go live in our Facebook group, 11 a.m. If you're not able to watch, you can watch the replay. But today we're going to be talking about how to reduce your cost per lead. So we're talking about ad spend and how do we get into the problem of having a really high cost per lead and what can we do to reduce it? And also how having a lot of leads is not always the best thing, depending on what phase you're in. So are you ready, Roderick?
I think so.
All right. Whenever you're ready to start sharing your screen, go ahead. And whenever you start talking, that's when the 6 minutes begins.
Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, it's not allowing me to share. Sorry.
I was on mute. Sorry about that. I was reading off Dennis Miller's announcement, but here we go. We have Roderick coming back in. All right. All right, Roderick, you're back. So let me see if I can make you co-host again. All right. So now you're a co-host again.
Yes.
Yay. All right. So, okay, once you start talking, 6 minutes begins.
Hello, my name is Rod Turner, and I'm the founder of Topit. Go for the goal. Topit Go for the Goal is a social arena for crowning champions. Topit allows social engagement through competition while the audience decides the winner. The problem: users are wanting more control of their content and the people in which they interact with online, while gaining recognition for that same content. Also, brands are spending billions of dollars to introduce gamification into their marketing campaigns with the goal of connecting with authentic user content to help create the vision. Our solution: Topit is bridging the gap between brands and everyday users by allowing them to participate in challenges against the competition of their choice, while the audience votes for the winner. Topit is giving a user more control by allowing users to send direct challenge invites, reserve in-app hashtags, set up private group challenges, and earn highlights, prizes, and even coins. Our beta testing revealed that 90% of our user base fall between the primary age of 18 to 24. Our secondary age is 25 to 34. The gender is 61% women and 39% men. Our major locations include 63% of our users are in the US, 18% in the UK, and 16% in Canada, with 90% of our users having Apple devices. We officially launched our beta in January of 2020. By July of 2020, we have received over 75K downloads and around 35K active users averaging 6.5 sessions a day. We started redesigning the platform in October to represent the UI UX feedback we received from our core users. February the 12th is our official launch day. While the industry data supports our vision, is that there has been a 73% spike in social media activity and engagement since the start of COVID-19. In 2020, there was $65 billion spent on social media sponsorship and gamification campaigns worldwide, and $30 billion spent in the US alone. Our 2021 roadmap is as such. We have 6 interns at college campuses throughout the US. We have a partnership with the HBCU Athletic Conference for their spring 2021 events. We also have a sponsorship with the healthcare brand to promote knowledge and inclusion around the healthcare industry. We will have brand ambassadors for the fall 21 campus and university rollout. And we also partner with to host a virtual car show and meetup, Opportunities partners with our brand include virtual prizes and giveaways to the winner of sponsored challenges, discount codes and offer, tangible and cash prizes, and then also Topit game event sponsorships. Our revenue model is as such. We have banner ads, where brands and users can purchase banner ads to promote challenges and brand content. We have our challenge reservation system, where users can go in and purchase hashtags for exclusivity and custom challenges to increase engagement. And then we also have promoted challenges that allows brands to expand their recognition and also increase crowd participation and engagement. So meet our team. It consists of myself, the founder and CEO, and also Sequoia Holmes, who's the director of our marketing and public relations. And then lastly, the ask for the 1 Million Cups community is connections to strategic partnerships and also sponsorship opportunities, and then help us build our team out. Thank you.
Awesome presentation, Roderick. Great product, software. Hold on, I'm just making a note. Everyone begin to give Roderick some feedback, whether it's a compliment, a comment, or a question or a resource, if you don't mind. It really matters a lot to our speakers to hear from different perspectives. Okay, I have a question.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. When you said at the end, helping build your team out, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so we're trying to build our team to be able to be able to handle, like I said, the partnerships and the sponsorship opportunities that are coming in now. And so our immediate need I will need somebody to come in and kind of run the technology department to help take over the technology department. And then also we're looking for someone to join from the financial, on our financial side.
When, follow-up question, when you said handle the technical department, what do you, what type of person are you looking for? What type of skill set would they need to have?
Yes, so I'm definitely looking for someone with full stack capabilities to come in and really handle the sprints and stuff that we're doing on the technology side. They will definitely have experience in, you know, building mobile applications, running and managing teams, technical teams, and then also being able to produce, like I said, in the sprints. Right now, I'm really kind of handling the technology side of it and directing and managing the guys that I have. I have an offshore team now, and I would really like to kind of take some of those responsibilities off of myself while I really work on the sales part of it.
So you want someone with a technical background that'll handle project management,
Yes, correct. Correct.
right? I have some other notes, but let's hear from everyone else.
Hey, this is Angela Roger. Great presentation. Great presentation. Straight
Thank you.
to the point. I love your concept. It's very unique and different. And I think it's disruptive. Can you give us an idea of, let's say, you know, if the types of challenges that you guys have done, maybe an example of a challenge that you guys have done and
Yes,
how that works?
great. So as you guys know, you know, COVID-19 really, you know, put a damper in our everyday life and our lifestyle, and that's included in many business sectors and facets. And so what we were able to do, or what we're doing right now as part of our partnership with the HBCU communities, is that we're really putting together campaigns that really showcase the on-campus and off-campus lifestyle around HBCUs and what makes that up. And so the things that we're doing now is we're doing some Greek challenges where we're having, you know, Greek from different Greek organizations, you know, basically do videos where they're talking about why they chose their organization and the pride in which it instills in them. We're doing the battle of the bands where we're working with the band departments where we're putting up, you know, 60-second clips of their band performance, and we're allowing the audience to vote for it. Again, for our step shows at the HBCUs, we're directly getting the audience engagement and feedback by allowing them to vote for the winner. So those are some of the things that we're doing with the HBCUs, and also these other social media challenges that you see, you know, on a regular basis. We're definitely participating in those, and we're allowing the users to have more content. But yeah, those are some of the things that we're doing. Did that answer your question, Andrew?
Angela's on mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There, we can hear
Sorry.
you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry, yes, it did. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Roderick. So we have a question from Patrice, and her question is, where did the first users come from, and what kind of promotion did you use in the beginning to get those users? Was that the same as the HBCU?
Great. No, actually, that's a great question. Where we got our original users from is from word of mouth marketing. It was really all organic, viral. What I have been doing in the past is I have been working on, so I went to a HBCU undergrad, and so I went back to my alma mater and worked with some of the students there who were actually trying to build a technology platform. And so I was working with them, giving them direction and feedback. And so by really being present on the college campuses, some of the users or some of the users from the college campuses actually tweeted about it, and it went viral from there. So it was all organic, no paid ads or anything like that. It was all organic via social media.
Wonderful, wonderful. And just to piggyback on that, so I think nonprofits could benefit from your service because of COVID. I'm sure there's maybe been a flux in terms of funding and just, you know, traffic coming to these nonprofit organizations. Could you possibly maybe work with nonprofits to create challenges that kind of brings in a new audience to their institution and that still ties into their vision?
Yes, we actually have a partnership with a nonprofit now around healthcare and inclusion. And what we're rolling out, we're actually going to roll it out in March. We're doing a challenge based on, vaccinations in the minority community and not really having trust in the healthcare system. And so we're rolling out, we're creating this challenge where we're getting users to, more knowledgeable and to make them more comfortable around taking the vaccines for COVID. So yes, that's definitely one of the avenues in which we're pursuing, working with nonprofits.
Good to hear. Now, is your pricing structure different from brands versus nonprofits, or is it all the same?
No, we definitely have different pricing structures from major brands to nonprofits to even, everyday users.
Okay, wonderful. And is there a cost to download the app?
No, it's free to use. It's free to use. It's a social platform, free to use. No cost involved with it.
Awesome. I have some questions. So I heard you say brands. So you are already partnering with different brands, because one thing I was going to say is you should partner with some marketing agencies, right? So whenever remember when Snapchat was doing those geo filters, and if there was some event, brand can brand their whole thing. But when I think about this, it just kind of reminded me of it. But lots of marketing agencies partner with, companies such as Coke, Nike, Pepsi, Academy, what have you. And when they have experiential campaigns going on, especially if it's something like Tough Mudder, right? That's something that could be useful. That could be a gamification aspect, because one thing that brands often do with experiential marketing is they try to engage. They use different things to they call crowd gatherers. They call them crowd gatherers, where they do different things to get the customers or prospects to walk over and then engage with the brand. And so I'm thinking that, and they love pictures. They love pictures, where the customers get to take pictures and then hashtag them and send it out somewhere. That is something that they'll do. So you are partnering with schools, and you're partnering with companies too, because I can see how different companies will want to gamify training or learning or productivity with their teams.
Yeah.
Right. There's already some companies out there that have a gamification aspect to company training, right? So I'm thinking, me and my COO the other day were thinking about ways of getting people more engaged on our Facebook page, the company Facebook page, Facebook group, I'm sorry. And so we're thinking of different challenges we can have them do. And so if you can put a gamification aspect to training, that would be great for companies. I'd also like to invite you to speak for our student organization, ToroNet. So ToroNet, have you seen anything out yet lately?
No, ma'am. Could you?
So where are you located, right?
I'm in Dallas.
Okay. All right. So ToroNet is a student organization at TCC Trinity River, and it's to promote diversity in tech. And we're going to have speakers come and talk about their experiences and give information, resource feedback to the students, and have a Q&A, kind of like this. But then we also want to have tech companies like yours come and talk to the students about what would they need to do to impress someone like you on an interview, and also what type of opportunities you have available at your company.
Okay.
And then I also have some other opportunities as well on a different project. So I just wanted to send that invitation. Do we have any more questions or comments?
Yes, for both too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there we go.
we
Go
do.
ahead.
We have Satari. So her question is, do you have push notifications set up in order to request feedback or increase engagement from your users to get users consistently checking in on the app? She says that I know a lot of apps do this and it really helps with the engagement.
Yes, so that's actually, so like I said, the MVP, I'm sorry, launches on February the 12th. And what we were doing in the background prior to our MVP launch is that we were having focus groups prior to, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about Clubhouse, but now we utilize Clubhouse to really connect with our core users and have focus groups to really, like I said, to tone in on the UI and UX. And so prior to that, what we did, we created feedback forms. Prior to Clubhouse, we created feedback forms and we would email these out to our users to see, exactly what did they want to see. So yes, we are in tune with our core users, and now we are implementing push notifications to be able to utilize that feedback from our new users. So yes, we are implementing that into our MVP.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we have a question from Adrian. What kind of micropayment prizes do you have for the winners?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So right now, we're actually, I'm in talks with, I don't want to give away too much, but I'm in talks with a brand to be able to give away coupons, to give away, free single items as far as participating and being crowned a winner on the app. So yeah, we're working with some brands to be able to give away discount codes and coupons for being crowned a winner in the app.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then Dennis has a question. Are we good on time to vote?
Yes, we have about 7 minutes left.
Okay. Okay, so this question is from Dennis. Hi, Roderick. I love what you're doing. You have a great service and did an outstanding job presenting your company, your vision, and what you're seeking. So it was pretty much just a statement. So kudos to you, Roderick.
Thank you for that.
Let's see. I think, and then I think, what would really be good, again, the college aspect, but then partnering with the sports departments in the colleges could possibly help. And it would give them an opportunity for sports fans, the college fans, to get involved in, and get involved into the sports and the seasons. College football is big, but then there are also other sports on campus that may not be as big. So you could possibly work with the sports team, the sports departments at different universities, and see how you can drive awareness to those sports that may not necessarily be as popular as football or basketball or baseball, but it's still a good opportunity to connect with the sports departments at colleges.
Yes, I think that's feedback. Yes.
I would also say, Roderick, you probably already thought of this, but gyms,
Yes.
personal trainers,
Yep.
smaller gyms, not just the big ones, but the smaller ones too.
Yes. So we have a personal trainer that I partner with. She's actually one of the influencers on our app. And she's a personal trainer, and that's what she's going to do, be challenging her customers, making up different challenges as far as, working out and exercising and hosting the challenges on our app.
So, I was thinking a great way for you to advertise Topit is at bodybuilding competitions.
Oh, yeah.
If you go to those, first of all, that's what it's, let me say something. Okay, so here's a fun fact. I am off season right now, but I am a bikini bodybuilder. Okay, so competitions like these is all about the pictures, one-upping, challenging yourself, challenging your team. If you're on a bodybuilding team, they would absolutely love this if you start frequenting different conventions and bodybuilding competitions. Get you a booth, and have maybe that person that you said is an influencer can help advertise it with you, right? I think it would be huge. But yeah, that's all the time we have. And so I thank you so much, Roderick, for coming on. I will be having one of my team members reach out to you about ToroNet to give you some more information. We would love to have you. And so this is a great tool. I think it's going to be huge. So congrats to you on everything you do. It seems like you have a lot of things in hand. You just need just to fill in some missing gaps. But I think you're doing well so far.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Hey, Roger, this is Ann.
okay.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I'll reach out to you again as well to see if I can help you with some marketing. I have a contact with a martial arts group that could possibly help. I don't do martial arts, my daughter does, but you know, it would be something good like LeBeau was mentioning.
Good.
But please drop your contact information. Yeah.
I will. And I really appreciate the opportunities. It has been a lot of great feedback. And I look forward to speaking with you all in the near future, especially LeBeau and Angela. I would like to reach out and talk to you guys again about some potential, partnerships and see how we can help each other grow.
Wonderful. Please drop your information in the chat so everyone has it.
All right, let me drop it now.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I thank everyone for joining us today. I see a couple of new faces, and I'm thinking that they're probably trying to fill things out a little bit. Who's that? FinCom? Adrian at FinCom? Or is that, yeah, okay, that's Adrian. But definitely join us next week. We're having, is it Milestonia? Milestonia is coming next week. And I also believe we have a funding firm that's also going to come and talk to us about some of their opportunities. There's a cohort and some funding opportunities with them. So we'll hear from them. I'll get you guys the information soon. But everyone, you have a great rest of your week, and thank you for joining us. See you later. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye.